Please be seated. Now, I've forgotten your question.
Mother, we have the Italians have a couple of songs for you, Mother, where they would like to sing.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah, later.
Mother, the translation of the words of this first song are, as a strong wind, you descend on us. As a sweet fire that will not hurt us, as the great ocean, you will flood us. As Mother Earth, you will grow us. Dear to us are the stars in your hair, and flowers are your eyes, as flowers are your names. More beautiful than the sun, more pure than the snow, at your feet once more you will save us. Thousands are your faces, thousands are your names, but only one is the way to come to you. Mahamataji, spring of every being, the most pure of all the springs, you will quench our thirst.
Who's made this?
It was.
Now I would just say that with the sun you must put brilliant, and beautiful you can put with the moon, because sun you cannot see to be beautiful. Little bit they can change later.
More brilliant, more beautiful than
Moon, you can.
But in Italian it means splendente, means with
Splendor. Then it's all.
It's a matter of translation.
Scendi su di noi, come un dolce fuoco che non ferirà, come il grande oceano ci sommergerai, come madre terra ci crescerai, come madre terra ci crescerai. Care son le stelle fra i capelli tuoi, e negli occhi fiori, fiori coi nomi, più splendida del sole, più pura della neve. Ai tuoi piedi ancora tu ci salverai, ai tuoi piedi ancora tu ci salverai. Mille sono i volti, mille sono i nomi, unica è la strada per giungere a te. Mahamataji, sorgente di ogni cosa, fonte più pura ci disseterai, fonte più pura ci disseterai.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful piece. Very beautiful.
The second one, Mother, is that translates as a child to whom you gave your love, as a child that you only can guide, Mother, I sing only my love. Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. For how long you have been calling us, for how many lives you have been by us. With your forgiveness you have saved us, and only your forgiveness could have saved us. Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. You have created light together with your face. You gave us joy through your smile. Mother, only to you I can surrender. Shri Mataji Namo Devi.
We see it. Very touching. आप मुरादाबाद नहीं ले गए? इन लोग को मुरादाबाद नहीं ले गए? कब जाओगे? अरे भाई कर डालो, आज शाम को कर डालो, आफ्टरनून. अच्छा, सॉरी, आई हैड टू जस्ट डू लिटिल करेक्शन. सॉरी.
Come un bimbo che tu hai voluto amare, come un figlio che tu sola sai guidare, madre ti canto solo il mio amore, madre ti canto solo il mio amore. Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Per quanto tempo tu ci hai chiamato, per quante vite ci hai accompagnato, col tuo perdono ci hai voluto salvare, solo il tuo perdono ci poteva salvare. Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Hai creato la luce insieme al tuo viso, ci hai donato la gioia nel tuo sorriso, madre solo a te mi posso abbandonare, madre solo a te mi posso abbandonare. Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi.
Oh, so beautiful. The composition itself is so beautiful. Who's composed? Same is great artists. The composers, all of you are. Italy is known for creating great composers and artists. I think they are all coming up now. Beautiful. Huh? I hope the English also and the other Europeans try to help.
There's one more song, Mother, which is words by Patrick and music by Peter Branscombe, and it's a national piece. Peter? Peter? Peter is hiding.
Words by Vido. Words by you.
This is
Words by whom?
Patrick. Patrick.
By
wrote-
Patrick. Oh, I see.
And it's and each of the national groups has a verse,
As a?
a particular verse.
Ah,
Could I have a?
Vijas. Vijas, they are Vijas, you see. You must have a harmonium here.
Yes, there is one for that.
So why don't you hold the new note? So there is no problem. हाँ नहीं तो वो पता टूटा तो नहीं है, ठीक है. अच्छा लाइए, हिंदुस्तान में कोई चीज़ ठीक मिल जाए. सब टेलीफोन टूट गए, सब टूट गया, यहाँ तो कोई चीज़ चलती नहीं. लाइए साहब. It's in order. In India, if you get any telephone in order, impossible.
Stand by Australia.
Music director is first class, you have got a very good music director.
Here we go.
Domination calls upon the mirror brave to rally to their mother's land, their empty silent kingdom say. This is the year we climb the mountains, this is the year we cross the seas, this is the year we conquer empires, this year is Sri Mataji.
This is the year the Pandu warriors, guarded by Lord Krishna's rings, put to rout the false assuras and raise the flag of their true king.
This is the year we climb the mountains, this is the year we cross the seas, this is the year we conquer empires, this year is Sri Mataji. This is the year the Lord of the sons of Durga turn the tide, will proclaim their mother's power and through truth their prophets pride. This is the year we climb the mountains, this is the year we cross the seas, this is the year we conquer empires, this year is Sri Mataji.
This is the year Shri Vishnu charges on the mountain from the sky, and the winds no longer rule the rise above the mountain.
This is the year we climb the mountains, this is the year we cross the seas, this is the year we conquer empires, this year is Sri Mataji. This is the year Sri Kundalini fully gives a healing hand, reaching mountains with the lights in This is the year we climb the mountains, this is the year we cross the seas, this is the year we conquer empires, this year is Sri Mataji. This is the year that every corner of the globe our Mother made feels again divine vibrations, this year our foundations laid, and the vision keeps its focus, and Jerusalem begins, and the children rise towards her, and our Mother victory wins.
I must say, the Western people have done so much better. What about the Indians? When are they going to take to music? I mean, there's no progress as far as music is concerned. We have great musicians in this SahajaYoga group like Mrs. Venugopalan and all that, but somehow or other I find that the music is not coming up. What's the reason? In Maharashtra, of course, we have so many people who can do something about it. They haven't done anything. So better get these things translated. You can't sing that fast in, I don't think in Indian way. Beautiful. Fantastic is the word, actually. So now we are ready for the war, is it? You could play that very well, eh? It's simple. You could play it. Oh, great. Now, where should I keep it safe?
In your
My purse. It has everything safely put there. वो कहाँ गए वॉरेन साहब?
वो एयर इंडिया की टिकट,
हाँ?
एयर इंडिया की टिकट वाले
बेचारे उसी की चक्कर लगा रहे हैं. Great.
Mother, the first question that we'd like you to discuss is the difference in aims and aspirations between India and the developed countries. How they have the way history has taken them, and also what they have to offer each other.
Aims and objects.
The aims, yes, how they have taken their own courses.
apparently India has the same aim as you had before. They are actually trying to follow you, apparently. In our political systems, we are trying all your methods. In our economic development, we are trying all the paths that you have followed and faltered. In our approach to education, we are trying to follow you. In our mental development, we are trying to follow the West. Even the young people of this country are now following you, trying to follow you, even copy you in every way possible. So apparently, this is the condition of this country. Whatever you did about, say, 20 years back, we are doing the same now. And we are getting into a state where the decline might start very soon. Apparently, I am saying. But as far as myself, is concerned, it was the other way around. I could see the future of the disaster of industrial development long time back, and also where all such people who are blindly following the West will go into. So my whole search personally was to go towards the roots, towards the spirit, towards the subtler side of life, which will, in any case, sustain the human race. Now, you will be amazed that you go to any Indian university, you will hardly find 4 or 5 people to listen to me. Whatever you are doing there, like jazz or say all these discotheque business, hippism, everything is now followed in our cities. So we cannot say that India is very much towards the spirit. It's a wrong idea. All our leaders, all our bureaucrats, all of them still think that you are the happiest people living in the whole universe. And they are blindly following your methods. They are going abroad to learn all your styles of disaster. And if I talk to them, they'll think I'm absolutely out of date person. And they'll think I'm just talking because I have no sense in my brain. So apparently, in this country today, we are not thinking of saving the world, but following the world into the disaster into which it is going. We are joining hands. All the countries which are not yet developed. See, we have 2 categories. One are developed and one are not developed. These brands have come from the West, that we are not yet developed, so we must develop. Because if their tail is cut, our tail also must be cut. And they are giving us money to cut our tail. So the development they are putting in by giving us money, sometimes humiliating us and doing all kinds of things and trying to develop us. Of course, it is true that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity anywhere. And that if you people are living well or are having ekshema, then it's a different world. But overall picture of the West that I see is full of unhappiness, of darkness and hopeless condition. At least the developing countries have some hopes, maybe of the disaster, but they have some hopes. So now, for you people to understand that you are facing a big shock is sensible because you are advanced in that direction. Now, in the West, whatever you have done, still because of ego orientation, your leaders are not willing to accept that you are in a disastrous condition. Your political systems are not going to admit that you are no good, that you have harmed yourself. It is too much for them to admit that they have committed this mistake, because they will not eat the crow. Under these circumstances, who is going to convince the Indians that you better take to another course? What has gone wrong with the West is that they have never worried about their spirit. They have negated all that is spirit, all that is subtler life, and have thought that it is better to master the matter, master all these things which they can master. Yesterday, as I told in Hindi language, that whatever you master is lower than you, is not higher than you. So if you have to go further, you have to go little higher. You have to fix a nail to go higher. And whatever you think you can have, or whatever things you can use for your purpose, are lower than you. But if you want to be higher, then you have to be useful to that higher. So you have to be humble, and you have to accept that if we have to be higher, we should allow that higher thing to rule us and surrender to that higher thing. Instead of dominating these lower things, is better to submit yourself to something higher. Because of ego, this submission is an impossibility. They cannot submit to the higher goal. But the lower goal also they have submitted in a way, because the matter is now sitting on their head. Now in India, since ages, it's a traditional country, since ages we have been living a different life. When ancient times, you see now even the climate is so good that you can stay outside in a forest. You don't need so many things in this country. So in the ancient times, so many people whom we can call as seers and saints went into the forest to find out what is the basis of human beings, what is the meaning of human life, what is the ultimate goal of human beings. And they found out that it is the spirit. And they based all the Indian laws and Indian philosophies, music, art, dance, drama, every aspect of life on the basis that we have to become the spirit. But when we had the Western influence and Western education put on to us, everyone decided that give up what was traditional, whatever was old, and take to this. And even if we really bothered at all about the ancient things in our country, it was more academic, so that you could write books, you could write something by which you can make some money, giving some new ideas or giving some new samples, so people might be attracted. There was not serious probing into the subject matter. It was just superficial way of dealing things, and ultimately what was accepted in the West was Tantrism. It's the Tantrism that really has impressed the Western people. Nothing else, that they could see something better. Like you can say that if you go to the sea You'll find lots of muck coming up on the superficial level, and that's what is being appreciated, not the depth of the sea where you find the pearls. So with that, they are now thinking that, you see, Indians are the people who indulge into this kind of a tantrism, that kind of a tantrism, and anybody who doesn't know tantrism is not sophisticated. At the same time, in your so-called development, you had such horrible people there like Freud and others that you lost all your traditions, your ideas about spirit. Whatever it was, came through Christianity or any other source. Even the Christianity itself ruined the whole chances of going near God. But on the whole, what has happened is that the whole attitude of the human beings in the West now seems to be a sex point. They just want to be a sex point. I mean, absurd it is. That's what they are reduced to on one side. On other side is, most surprising, is that with all affluence and everything, people are very stingy. They are extremely money-minded and very, very stingy and narrow-minded. Despite you have all the weapons with you, people are so frightened. They don't even allow a little baby to enter their houses. With the atom bomb at your disposal, they are so frightened of others. See the immigration laws. More strict in the Western countries than in the Eastern countries. Where the people are really having a problem, they have no problem of getting any number of people are coming. You see how many are there. On the road, if you walk, so many you will meet. How many are settled down here? But this fear has come into the minds of the mighty nations. They are disgracefully generous. If they are generous, it is disgraceful, or they are extremely money-minded, money-oriented. Nobody can believe it, that how people are so much money-oriented in the West. And myself, you see, I was surprised that how could they be so much money-oriented, while in the East, so far they are not. The advantage is, thank God, we are not developed. That we are not so money-oriented. Once we get money-oriented, you see, the people who have money in this country are just the same as you are. But we used to look down upon that kind of a community, like Marwadis and all that. But I find in the West, most of the people are just like Marwadis. Their styles are like Marwadis. So instead of developing all the higher qualities which are within, you have just got everything outside. Inside there is no development. It's all outside development. So much load has been taken, so much has been put upon yourself, the norms, you see, this kind of a glass is needed for wine, that kind of a glass for this kind of an alcohol, that kind of a thing only. You see, ultimately what is the goal? I just don't understand. You see, you get lost. What is the goal of producing so many things? I just get lost. I don't find there is any goal. It is just a kind of a madness, a craziness to create more and more and more, and like mad to run after from one want to another want to another want, and go on like that, like mad. That's all it is. What is the goal of a madman? I'm amazed the way people are money oriented. It's most surprising. And I asked somebody, I said, why do you need so much money? After all, you have so much money, why are you so money oriented? They said, our life is such, our lifestyle is such that you have to have money. What is your lifestyle? We have to drink. Must you drink? I mean, if you cannot afford, why do you drink? So, drinking is a thing very sophisticated, not in India. In India, if somebody finds somebody is drinking, nobody will marry the daughter in their family. Of course, not these westernized. I am not talking westernized. Normally, nobody will have any relationship with them. So the virtues and the righteousness of life which is the basis of life, the goal of life, is itself is in question. So the goals they have accepted are all anti-life, anti-God, anti-human beings. Here yet, thank God, we haven't developed that pressure of the matter on our heads. So still inside we are large people. I mean, there's a lot of room for us to go inside. But the outside roots are so much, and the forms and the whole sort of ideas, see, which flows from the minds. Like the other day they said nowadays, see, more fashionable is to have this kind of a dress. I said, why? Then what will you do to the old ones? Do you have to throw them out? This is the fashion. But I said, how did it come? See, there's a fashion designer, somebody very well known, in Paris has brought in this fashion. But for what? I mean, there's no questioning. But for what? Your dress was comfortable, good, nice. If it was all right, say 5 years back, why today suddenly this dress is going to be so much useful? See, to the point. The sun is rising the same way, the light is the same, the rain is the same. Now why your dress has to change every third month? These are all the problems, because once you give up looking at your Atma, your brain starts working. And the brain starts, like a machine, it spins, goes on spinning ideas. And this spinning goes round and you nothing become but like a spindle completely covered with these strings. So you have no way to grow. You just don't grow at all. Inside there is no growth, it's only outside growth. When people walk along, you find lots of plastic hanging around this side, lot of tins jingling that side, and lots of steel hanging that side. See, they're walking very proudly. But inside there's not an elephant. There might be just an ant carrying all these. But thank God, in this country we are not yet developed. But I can't say that it will be like that, because we are feel inferior that we are not yet developed outside. The inside development was nobody thought of, that when you try to develop outside, you must have inside development. To carry all this junk also you need an elephant. Whether it is a junk or anything, you need an elephant. So the inside elephant, if you make it into an ant and carry all this junk, then that junk becomes more important than this little ant inside, isn't it? And that is exactly what has happened in the West. Now in India, so far, people have still some room to grow, because they haven't yet developed so many nonsensical ideas. The first time we had people here from the West, and all the time what they were seeking was comfort, crawling into the corners of comfort. Anywhere they got comfort, they just crawled into it. And nothing but comfort and nothing but comfort. So I thought another goal they have is comfort. And the comfort is nothing but domination of this matter on you. You are not free birds. Your body always needs comfort. If you allow your body to lie down in one pose all its life, it will be very happy. It will say, all right, let it grow, I'm eating my food, I'm doing everything here. Only one bed is the house for me, I don't go out, there's everything attached to it. Very nice body. But if that is the goal of human life, then I think you can't help. So to get to comfort also is so much that they have lost the power to see that this so much comfort has made us slave, and that we have no goal left. We have become like cabbages. Such lethargy, nobody will believe that these are the same people who came in this country and fought us. Such lethargy and such heavy being we have become, that unless and until somebody rouses them, they cannot give up their comfort. To them, comfort is the last end of happiness. So first comes the sex point, second is the comfort, which is another slavery. Now third comes the ego. Ego is the goal, or expression of ego is the goal of the West in every aspect. How smart they are, how they have befooled everyone, how they have been able to get rid of others, to outwit others, to laugh at others, to make fun of them, make a joke out of everyone, and think that they are the wisest fools, is the goal of ego. Because you know ego makes you stupid. And so the goal of ego to make you stupid is so much that small things that the Western people do, even ordinary villagers in India will roar with laughter to hear, oh, do they do like that? Which the Western people might think, oh, we are great. So this is the trouble, is that when the stupid people start laughing at others, thinking, oh, these stupid people and useless people, then how to tell them? You cannot talk to them because they think they are the wisest ever known, because they are the best ever known. You can't tell that this is stupidity. The wisdom lies in knowing your spirit. But yet, it is hard to find yet an Indian. He may be the most westernized, a great miserly, useless fellow, or maybe a very narrow-minded, westernized fellow in India. You were just like Indians to begin with, but then you ended up into something else, and now Indians are becoming like you. So I cannot say Westerners are just people who are to be sort of like a caste. No, it is we Indians can become like you, exactly like you, even worse than you. But still, because you see we have our roots rather deep, we cannot uproot ourselves to that extent. So most of the Indians even today believe that a saint is definitely higher than them. And to become a saint, it's a great thing. The aspiration of an Indian is to become the spirit. Most of the Indians think like that. But there are escapes of the mind, that how can we become? We are householders. See, we can't help it. We have to tell lies in this country, otherwise you can't exist. We have to do a lot of hanky-panky, otherwise you can't exist. All these excuses they can give. How to feed our children unless and until you are dishonest. So the other side of it, that the goal of Indians now apparently again is, of course, as far as the morality is concerned, is all right. They won't look at other man's wife. They will give their daughters an education of remaining a good wife, creating a good society. But as far as the other moral side is concerned, is keeping the honesty of money and all that they will not do. So one side the people are miserly because they think they are honest. You see, if they are honest, they are martyrs, naturally. Because they think if they have remained honest, they have done the greatest favor to God. So they are martyrs, so their money is very precious. Every pie they spend, they must ask for. Indians believe in earning money some way or other, and then spending it the way they like. So I do not know which goal is correct. They are lost on this side and you are lost on the other side. But still, in India, because of traditional training, parents still holding forth, better societies here, you will hardly find an Indian who will believe in absurd thing in which you believe. absolutely obtuse, absurd, and also anti-God things that you believe in to be good. That's one, they have not reached that much development. I mean, it's like, you see, your brain developing so much that it goes the other way around and you become just a person who sees everything in a different angle, in a angle which is just the opposite of that. So, yet that much development has not taken place. See, from concave to convex, see, they have not become. So there is still some space with the Indians. But because you have seen the disaster you are facing, some of you who are thoughtful people, who have not reached that height of idiocy, are very great seekers, ardently seeking, working it out. But Indians are not that much of seekers, I must say, because they still think that, all right, we have to believe in the spirit. All right, good idea, we have to be the spirit. But partly the spirit and partly the other side of it, because they are better off than us. So still they want to go halfway this side and halfway that side. So Indians are not such good seekers. You are very good seekers, but there is a convexity. There is concavity, but there is no seeking. Can you imagine my situation? Indians have no goal as far as spiritual life is concerned, mostly. If they have it, it is so limited that it should help them in their family life, in their relationships with others, with their body, or with their jobs, or with their marriages, or little more, that's all. But very gross. The goal is extremely gross of Indians, is that they want to achieve a kind of a affluence that you have in their heart of hearts. But they do not know the pangs. But they think we can keep the spirit as well as have the other side of it. You cannot. You cannot serve two masters. So now what to do? They would prefer to choose this side than to choose the spirit. So the goal of Indians today is somehow or other to make money. If somebody knows that you know certain minister, then they will be after your life. Tell the minister like this. Will you tell your brother like this, your father like this? Everyone. All of them will be just coming out with, I mean, it is a very common feature with Indians. It's nothing new. For them it's a everyday affair. To them, to tell somebody, do get it done. It's all gross, is all absolutely materialistic. But that is what their goal is, not the goal of the spirit. To believe that God Almighty is the only one who is going to deliver the goods. He is the Father who is the most generous Father you could think of, and He looks after our material side. So we don't have to worry about it. It just happens that He looks after. But they will come and complain, my material side is just the same, I don't know what to do now, mother, do something about it. And then I will never do. On the contrary, if they say my spiritual side is not all right, that's a better idea. This is the difference between the goals, aims and objects. As far as I am concerned, I look at this side and that side and I don't know what to say. Because all of you must have only one goal, and that is to rise in spirit. Not related anyway there that they have to accumulate some wealth or they have to do some sort of a material progression, and on your side that you have to do some material regression. Like you people believe if you become hippies, you'll go nearer to God. You will not, because your brain is beyond hippism, beyond everything. So you cannot. Your brain is ultra modern. How can you become hippie? You become primitive outside. So in your dresses and all that, even if you reduce this, all this hairstyle and all that, inside the brain is a modern brain. You must know, extra modern. So must understand that unless and until you bring the spirit into your brain, all these outside things are not going to happen. So it's a big confusion. That is the modern times, are confusion. That the Western people are confused. They have seen the value of this material affluence, so they are trying to give up the material affluence style. That style, they are changing the style, alternate styles. But by changing the styles also, you don't achieve much. That's another doing something else. While the Indians think that they are poor and God should help them to make them rich. This is another alternate style. This is also outside. Or they have no children, then they'll come, mother, I have no children. If they have too many children, then they have no job. You get them the job, then they'll say, marry my elder daughter to someone. Then you do that, then they will say that do this. But nobody says, what about my spirit? What about my Atma? Mother, what about it? What is happening to it? Where is it? Am I all right? Am I clear? So, to say that Indians have the aims that are correct is wrong. Or to say that you people have correct aims is also wrong, because your aims may be that you want to meet God and you want to become the spirit, but it goes wrong because the methods you employ are all wrong. But as far as the value of spiritual life is concerned, I would give the Western people more marks. Those who are seekers. Forget all the idiotic people. I am not talking of the idiots. But I am talking about the sane people. The spiritual value is much higher. While the dharmic value of the Eastern people is much higher. So it's like somebody who has lot of property and doesn't want to give, and somebody who has no property and wants to give. So this is the situation today I find in the East and the West. But basically from the ancient times in this country, people have been seeing, some of them, not all, because seeking always has been done by one person or two persons or three persons. First fish must have come out, and then shoals of fishes must have fallen. So, the goal of the fish was to come on the shore, and many must have followed. So, in this country, the search within actually started long time back. But in the West, it was never done that way. They had people like Christ who never needed any search. Like me, I don't have to go searching something. He brought all the truths of life to you, but you made a complete mess out. Here also we had great saints and great incarnations. But the saints are the people who told that you must seek. You must seek, not that Christ didn't say you do not seek. But nobody is bothered on that point, whether we should seek or not. But in the East, people know we have to seek, we have to get to God, but to get to God for what? Just that we should be benefited in our material life. So this goal is of no use. Mother, you are very kind. Some of them say, be kind to us. Mother, be kind to us. For what? Now what kindness more you want? I've given you the spirit, finished. Now what more kindness? But that doesn't mean, you have given us the realization, but now look after my bank balance. It's a very poor show. It's a very, very poor show. And that's why I get disappointed when I come here. I find this kind of a aspect of SahajaYoga. I feel very disappointed. But I go to the West and very seriously they have problems which I just don't understand. Because these are no problems. Because materially they are alright, so they have emotional problems. And absurd emotional problems they have. And these emotional problems also have no meaning at all, have no basis at all. They just try to find out a way and method of not living together, somehow. Somehow. See, the brain is so clever. First we were all right, but now suddenly we have become bhoots. How do you explain? We were doing well. Now 14 people are married. I'm just worried about the Western couples. Because the brain is still thinking, now what should we find to quarrel with the other party? What is the difference between the other party and myself? Now, how to ruin the image of each other? How to ruin the joy? How to ruin also the respect that we have for each other? That's really it will work. The brain is to act. And it's a serious thing. Because if you cannot live together, two persons, how can all of you live together? Not only that you two are human beings, but you are saints. You are Yogis. And you have no tolerance from each other. And you are just analyzing each other. When there is no fundamental problem. I can understand if somebody has a fundamental problem. Just with your brain, if you start doing like that, then how can the whole world live together? Just think of it. Here the husband-wife will stick, no problem. They will live. Children will stick together, no problem on that point. But the problem that comes to me is collective. That I must solve now not the problem of one person but all of them. Even when they are sticking together, they do not become a powerful unit. On the contrary, they become a powerful problem. So the aim, as it should be, whether east or west, should be to be what you are made for. You are made a human being to be the spirit. So the aim should be that you should be the spirit. You have to think through the spirit. You have to understand through the spirit. You have to be satisfied through the spirit. You have to be certified through the spirit and not through your brains. For both of you people, the aim should be the spirit. This I am talking of the new race that is going to come. So the Western problems are that they do not recognize spirit. And the Eastern problem is they recognize the spirit but are materialistic. And the Western people do not recognize the spirit but are materialistic. So they are keeping a balance all right. Now, what I have to say is this. This matter is produced for your joy and happiness. But even the essence of the matter you are not enjoying. Because you are not the spirit. Even the essence of the matter you are not enjoying. So what you have to do is to become the essence yourself and enjoy at least the essence of matter. The essence of matter is not comfort by any chance. It's not. Is not possession that it gives you or the surrender it gives you. Neither the ego that you receive by having a big car and this and that. But the essence of matter is the joy one receives when you part with it. If you don't have anything with you, see, if I don't have any money, then I don't know what is the joy of parting with it, giving it to someone. But supposing I have the money, then only I will enjoy. So you must have money. That's the only reason you must have matter, so that you can give it to others. Actually, this is the essence of it. That way Indians are carrying on more of the essence part. The first part of gaining money is wrong. But giving money is all right. They enjoy. Giving, you see, somebody goes to their house, they would love to give them tea, coffee, serve, food, all that they like. Anywhere you go to their house, their food, they will not singe on that, they would like to give. But how did they get their money, you don't ask. That's a different point. But when it comes to giving, they are using. So they know the essence part, I should say, that giving is the way. Why in the West, the more important thing is that how you get your money. See, otherwise you are middle class or this and that. How you get money, see, that part of thing is there. But you get to it through that kind of an idea, then you just stick on to it. It doesn't pass your hands. You are literally frightened to part with it, so you miss the point. That's why the Indians look so generous, so happy, that they are keeping to the essence of the matter. Sharing. They love to share. And that is what is keeping them so happy and joyous, despite their poverty, despite their frugal life. And this is what I just don't understand, that once you don't have, you want to give. And when you have it, you don't want to give it. Human beings go on changing their goals. Depends on what level you are. If you are a poor man, you want to become rich. If you are a rich man, you want to become poor. But poor in the sense, poor inside, not outside. Now, actually the goal of every human being is to become the spirit. Nothing but the spirit. That is the goal of every human being. And if you don't become the spirit, then whatever you are doing is against your goal. Once you become the spirit, no more this human being, but the spirit, then the whole thing changes in a different way. You act in a different way. You use your telecommunication, you use your television, you use your things in a different way, at a different level, at the unconscious level. So you have to reach to that unconscious level where everything is available for you. Everything. That's how these miracles take place. Like the other day, you see, we wanted to buy some saris. And I just stopped at I said, now here, we got the saris for 1/10 of the price, we should say, or 1/8 of the price of the whole of the saris that you get in the market. So when the spirit guides you, you get everything. There is affluence. And you are generous because it's so much of affluence in the real sense flowing. What I can only tell you is what goals you should have. And the goal, as I told you, is to be the spirit. That's what is your goal. To me, east, west, north, south doesn't count. I don't know the directions. I only feel that if every human being in this world decides that he has to be the spirit and spirit alone, all other problems will be solved because he lives with the absolute, not with the relative. He doesn't compare. He is in absolute state. He doesn't compare. There's not relativity. The relativity creates a problem, like developed, underdeveloped. All these are relative terms, isn't it? But if you are the absolute, then there's no relativity, there's no problem, and you become the goal itself. And this is the message of your mother. I have to give you the message. I have to give you the right thing. It is not that the Western people have less quality or the Eastern people have less intelligence. It's only that they have no idea as to have only single-minded goal to be the spirit in both the cases. Once you decide on that, problem is solved. A day may come when Westerners will be more Easterners than the Westerners. I mean, you see in the West when the Indians go there, the uprooted ones, they are much more Westerners than you people are. They can't understand Indian classical music, they don't like Indian furniture, they don't like Indian paintings, nothing. Because they have lost that subtle side of life. They just see to the superficial side and they live like that. While you are becoming subtler because whatever was there hankering in them, little bit of the spirit is lost as soon as they went away from it. They got mixed up with the West. They just got transformed into Western life and they have accepted it. While now you are transformed into your spirit. So you like the life of the spirit. But to say that Indians today are great people of spirits, I must say, to be honest, they are not at all. Because of their past traditions here, because of this yoga bhumi, of course, they cannot uproot themselves. But they are trying very hard to get themselves uprooted. All of them are trying very hard to get uprooted. Even Sahaj-Yogis, see, when they come to Sahaja-Yoga, they are still not trying to go downward towards the spirit, but trying to use Sahaja-Yoga for building up so-called their complexes about their material life. So, it's a very sad thing, but that is a fact. So it is meant for all the Westerners, all those Easterners, that don't be on the be a firm opinion about yourself. Today, those who look to be lost may be the people who might guide. It might be one day that it is those people who think to be, thought to be absolutely gone cases will have to fetch you out of your own problems. So every one of us must honestly decide that we have to be the spirit. That is the goal of life. Then all problems are solved. But then when I say this, you fix it like that. Mother has said all problems will solve, so take to spirit. It's again relative. No, take to spirit. Mother has said, take to spirit, all right, we take to spirit. Even why Mother has said it? I say, I will take to spirit. Keep it at that point. So, by God's grace, all the humanity will rise at a higher level than where they are. The actually level at which the human beings are are called as laukikas, means the gross type. To go to the subtler or alaukik, you have to give up using this brain. But you have to use the spirit. And if the spirit is not available to you, then what will you do? Anything the Sahaj Yogis are doing today, say a marriage. Now, you are Sahaj Yogis and you are married, but you are married in spirit. So that is to be kept afloat. One must understand. If you keep that afloat, you will be amazed. You will enjoy that marriage, enjoy the whole thing, and you will have the best of children born to you. But for that you do not seek the spirit again. This is how the mother tries to tell you that do this, then I'll give you one peppermint. But if you are mature, then you don't listen to these things. You just say, Mother, whatever is right, that's what I have to do. Because I am here to do the right. And I am convinced that you will always tell me the right thing to do. So I will do the right thing. Such a decision, anybody who says or takes, whether he is north, south, east, west, any side, he is the yogi. He is the one who God is going to bless. But again, for that, you should not. The goal should be a higher goal, but the higher goal should not be seen relative to whatever are the lower goals. Accept the higher goal in an absolute way. Otherwise, ascent would be slow. All right, now what is the second question?
I think, Mother, you've
You thought I was
answered
giving
it.
a lecture.
I think, Mother, you've answered the second question, which was, what is so important about self-realization?
No, but that I have not given. Importance of SahajaYoga I have not. Now, what is so important for human beings to become human beings? So the importance we have not to see from your own angle, but from the Creator's angle. Because you don't understand your importance as it is. Human beings never think, why have I become a human being? Do they? So they have no sense of importance about themselves. So how can they have the sense of importance about self-realization? From human point of view, I would say, because you have to ascend. But why? I would say, so that you will get your kshema, your well-being. For what? When you will become your spirit, all your problems will be solved. But why? You see, human beings are like that. But it is important because the most important thing is your Creator, and He wants you to get self-realization. Is the absolute thing. If He wants it, all right. How many are there who will say, all right, if God wants us to do it, we'll do it. Just for God's, thy will be done. He has arranged it, He has made us human beings, let Him make whatever He wants out of us. This absolute again, surrendering to God, has to be there before understanding this problem. Thy will be done should be your first attitude before attempting to understand this answer of mine. Is the will of God. God who has created us. God who has made us human beings. God who has given us everything. God who has given us SahajaYoga. So it's the will of God that we should be the spirit. So we will be. What have we given to God so far? We have been extracting all His energies. We have been extracting the Mother Earth. From the sun we are getting this, from everything. And we are creating problems for Him. We are troubling Him so much that He has to solve our problems. So let us be surrendered to Him, so that His will, that He wants us to be the Spirit, so let us be the Spirit. This is the greatest importance of getting self-realization. But if you cannot stay to that state, and you come down at a human level, then I can write a book saying that self-realization is very important, because without self-realization, in these days of turmoil and all kinds of problems, there is no solution. The man has to be transformed. But God has no problems. He has no problems. If you do not want to get to self-realization, He solves the problem just like that. He has many quick methods by which He can just solve all His problems. So in a nutshell, one should understand that the importance of this has to be because God wants it, and otherwise He might be doing something else. So better get to it. This understanding is that of a child who surrenders to his mother, knowing that mother is doing everything for his good. With your brain, if you start thinking about the importance, your brain will give you the other side of it also. And will start telling you that if you get self-realization, then you will have to surrender to God. Then there won't be any individual left. We will all have to move in the buses, in the dust. Wherever God takes you, you will have to go there and live with great discomfort. You may have to hug people who may not apparently look that sophisticated. And you may have to lead a style of life which is not suitable to a sophisticated Western personality. All these problems would arise. And when such problems will arise, your brain will have no way to answer it. All importance will be finished. So best is just to say in a surrendering way, if that is the important thing, to establish my spirit, I will do it. Because when you are on the brain level, you are always in a relative state. Everything has a double thing. I mean, you talk to anyone. The other day I was talking to somebody about the Israelis being cruel to PLOs. So they said, what about PLOs? They have been cruel. I said, but where to end it? He said, it can be ended up later on when PLOs are finished. I said, everything has a second thing. Whatever you may say, it has a second idea. Because this brain has a great capacity to produce waves on both the sides. Because it lives in relative terminology. to overcome this, there's only one way, is that you forget this and that and you just say it is. Then only you will know the importance of it. Because any number of importance I may give, you will neutralize it. That's why Sahajyogis fizzle out. You have seen that. Why Sahajyogis? They get realization, everything happens, still they fizzle out one by one. Why? Because their brain has a great capacity to produce anti-SahajaYoga understanding. So what importance should I tell you which is absolute for your brain? I just don't understand. Because you are very clever and you will find out an antidote of that also. It's impossible to convince certain people, but one thing one should know, that God Almighty is an absolute power. It will do what it likes. So better be surrendered to it. That's what a mother can tell to the children, that this power of love and beauty is to be surrendered. Tamekam varenyam, the one to be accepted. The one which is to be surrendered to. That's the one is to be surrendered to. The beauty of the whole thing is that this is the power one should surrender to, than to the power of your brain or of your mind. And once you realize this, then the importance of the whole thing will dawn upon. Now, if you want to tell the people who are not seekers, you are in for trouble, I must say. It's not easy to convince these people because they want to escape. And the idea that we have that we should convince everyone, you are sadly mistaken. On brain level, you cannot convince them. So, best thing is that you can take them to a point, see for yourself. Otherwise, you give up. They are the losers, not you. What can you do? You have tried your level best. But we think that we should have more people with us. But I don't know how many can be accommodated there. It's the other way round. Like when you have to go by the plane, you have to ask the company to give you a ticket. If the ticket is not available, you can't travel. In the same way, we have to see if the tickets are available there. When we think of God, also we think He is lower than us, so we can use Him. You cannot push people into it. Only those who will be allowed by God will be allowed there. It's the other way around. We must understand this. This is what we miss. That if we want, we can push as many number of us possible. We can get so many people to God. It's a very, very wrong idea. You cannot force God. He is not under you. You have to take His graciousness with prayer, with great asking, and then you can save these people. He is not interested. He can create many more. So those who are not wanting, you should not try to sell. You cannot sell Sahaja. You may think that more quantity is a sign of credibility. Not with God. So many will be just dropped down, I must warn you. You have to be careful as to see that even if you bring one person, you must consolidate. that's a better idea than to get a big quantity of people who will not get even a ticket, leave alone the seats. So one should be satisfied. All right. What is the third question?
What are vibrations?
Vibrations. Vibrations is the pulsation. Vibration is the pulsation of the all-pervading power within us, which we can feel in the central nervous system. The spirit doesn't pulsate. It doesn't pulsate. The pulsation exists in the all-pervading power. But through spirit, when you get connected, then only the flow starts. And you then start feeling the pulsation on the central nervous system. This pulsation of the Holy Ghost are the vibrations.
We did have one more question, Mother, which was related to the historical importance of the occupations of India. Was there any relationship between the development of the spirit and the way that the Mughals and the British occupied India over a long period?
That was the saddest part of Indian life, because absolutely very gross people came down. Those who came to rule us were absolutely gross. And there were very nice people in those days, because from the way they have written poems and poetry we can see. But none of these people came down to India. Only very gross people came to rule to begin with. So the life was humming with grossness. And people gradually started seeing that the grossness overpowers the subtle. And they accepted it. They brought guns. Indians did not have guns. And with guns, they destroyed so many civilizations. They used these destructive powers which they had achieved and destroyed also Indian faith in God Almighty. And they brought a new concept of God, that you have to become a church member to be godly. And thus they destroyed our faith in the Spirit. Moreover, their education and the whole thing doesn't have God in their books. English language also doesn't have books written about spirit, Atma. And so whosoever who studied English became more addicted to grosser life. They gave us science later on as one would give to slaves something. And the whole attitude was to put down Indian beings lower than human beings. So the self-respect was hurt. But Indians are too gentle and kind, and they would not like to say things, what horrible things they did to human beings. Yeah. Even chastity was challenged every moment of Indian women, which is the dearest thing to them. Muslims did the same, and the Western people also did the same. And thus, like a Cold War going on for 300 years in this country, people became absolutely weak. And in that weakness, they injected human minds, or say Indian minds, with the Western ideas. That's how they deadened Indian culture of spiritual life. The British have really never tried to understand the spiritual side of Indian life. That time. It's a sad thing that the beautiful people like Blake never came to India. Actually, I had never heard his name till I went to India. They taught us Lord Byron. Of course, we had some Wordsworth and all that, people, beautiful, like that, but mostly it was shown that it's a different culture. And gradually people resisted in the beginning, but gradually they accepted. And broke the relationship, connection with the heritage that we had, no doubt about it. But everything to be forgiven. Now we have such great English Yogis that everything should be forgiven, and they are so good and so great that they have proved beyond doubt that if the English had not come here, I would not have learned English. And I would not have taught you. So we have to be thankful to them, at least for grosser life that they have introduced, whatever it is. But in the subtler way, I should say that our ideas were changed. They taught us materialism, and innocence also was little bit harmed. But in all grace and a mother's love, I would say that it was the stupidity of Indians also to accept the domination of these people. Indians are real copycats. They have no personality of their own. They have no self-respect. For them, you see, you will be amazed even today, if somebody speaks bad English, then people will laugh at him. But if he doesn't speak Hindi language, nobody laughs. You see, many people are proud. I don't know Hindi. I don't know Sanskrit. But I know only English, as if they are all English people. We are very slavish people. One thing has been shown, that India is a country where you need a person to dominate you. Anybody who dominates, they like it. So I thought I better dominate now. And we really became very, very slavish. I tell you, in every aspect of our life, even today we are slavish. We are very self-conscious. We are not proud of our traditions. We are not proud of our books. We are not proud of anything. Somehow, the slavishness is still lingering. Though the British have gone, they have still left their dogs here for us to worship them. All our bureaucrats are absolutely slavish. Absolutely. All our politicians are absolutely slavish. There's no end to slavishness. I mean, you feel so agitated to see this slavishness everywhere. But it's there, built in our character. 300 years if you are told you are slave, you are slave, you are slave, you are slave, you accept it. It becomes your second nature. Now what do you accept from a slave? I mean, in England, people used to think this Indian lady, this wretched Indian lady, what is she going to teach us? That's what. If I wear this mark, they all used to laugh at me. Even today, they laugh at me. It's objectionable. If I wear lipstick, is all right. But here, not allowed. They have their own norms. And another style is, the Western style is to brand somebody. This one is this. You see, they have Victorian. We never had Victoria here. Still they'll call she's Victorian. I mean, we never knew what Victorian was. This is middle class, this is this. Absolutely, they are people who know how to make slaves out of others. Make fun of them. Have no respect for it. They have no respect. And that's how they lived. This has given us a very big backward movement, moved out. And I don't know how far Indians are going to come out. Even today, they are sailing in the same boat. Gandhiji tried to break all these traditions, but as soon as Gandhiji passed away, they are back in the same way. If you go to any politician's house, anywhere, you will find they all drink, they have the same kind of parties, very particular about the different tumblers they have to use, and the three-piece suits, everything just the same. They cannot get out of it. They are so slavish that their personality cannot express itself if they have to wear anything else but the Western. Our women are such, if their husbands do not wear three-piece suits, they won't look at them. But still I would say ladies have kept to saris, maybe because now Western people are appreciating maybe that. It's all reflected understanding. If it comes from you, they will accept. But not on their own, they have lost that self-respect. Villagers, poor things are, thank God, are not touched. But in the cities you find it. So this slavishness which they have put into us has gone against the fiber of this country and the fiber of the philosophies of this country, that you must seek your spirit. So only you Sahajogis can re-establish it. You can't blame British only. I blame all of them. All of them were supporting. Nobody opposed. Did anybody oppose? Any European country oppose? Nothing. They were all enjoying use. The Spain will have this, Portugal will have that, let English have this. They were all sharing the cakes. So you can't blame any one person. The whole thing. Even today, Europeans are like that. They are like that. Extremely money-minded, very miserly. They are still like that. That way I would say that America is the one who came out with new ideas, somehow, of liberty and of fighting the slavery and all that. I must give them that credit. And they are the ones who talked of it. These higher values of the spirit, the Europeans never understood. Till lately, it has come from America. French could never have understood. None of them. So I must say that they tried to bring us to their grosser level. Not only that, but enslaved us with their domination, which was horrible. But what can you do? Whatever has happened has happened. And you know your mother fought in 1942 with other people, and I've suffered a lot. Everything I've done, because I knew as long as this British rule will be here, or any Western rule will be here, we can never come back to the original thing, to our heritage, which is being suppressed completely. So first get rid of this nonsense, and then get to your heritage. Otherwise we could never, I have never done it. You can see that. Under slavery, what can you do? So you don't blame any particular nation or anything, but it's the blame of the whole Western mind to dominate others and think they are the wisest, mock at everyone, laugh at everyone. I mean, it's a sign of the greatest stupid fellow. You see, a person who doesn't understand classical music, if you take him to a show like that, he'll just laugh like a stupid idiot and think everybody's an idiot. It's like that. It's so bad. But it was. And it has brought a lot of problems. That's why I decided to go to England and to create Jerusalem. They tried to finish the values. We have to re-establish the values there. That's real forgiveness. And the real love. Even now they are going on like that, you know that very well. But they will learn a lesson very soon. All right, what more?
One more question, Mother, which is concerned with the false gurus. What is it that these people are trying to do, and why is there such pressure from them on America? But before you answer, Mother, Rabbi, could I ask you, Mothers, just to meet them, or have you, it's just during that last answer you touched on Mother. It's all right.
Right? That's all right. So what is the question?
Question being, what is it that these false spiritual figures, these destructive spiritual figures, the false gurus, what is it they want to do? What are they doing? And why is there such pressure from them on America?
Because Americans are the ones who have advanced ideas in the West. They are the ones who talk of subtler ideas. They are the ones who see the horizon. First thing. And they have one defect. They have no roots. It's a very good situation where they have no traditions. They have tried all new methods. So for them it is a good footing to be there. That when they have new ideas, they are the ones who are venturesome, who are getting into new ideas, who are thinking of the beyond, who are thinking of evolution, who are thinking of improving human life as a whole, who are Vishuddhi Chakra. So Vishuddhi Chakra is the one which is the Virata. But Virata which has no tradition, the idea of tradition, the respect of tradition, the love of tradition, they are dangerously placed. Like, you see, when we fly the kite in the air, first you have to fix the lower end, and then you have to fly it. But supposing the lower end is detached, then they can use it as they like because it is in the air. So for them, it's a very good situation that they give new ideas because they like new ideas. They think of wider things, bigger things. So they are there to give them new ideas, something unknown. Whatever is unknown, the Americans are very anxious to take. So Americans think that we must learn. You see, there are people who are willing to learn, to think about something higher things and all that. That way they are very humble people, I should say. It's not easy to make English learn something. No, not easy. Very hard nuts, but in a way good, because they are better Sahajogis. They will come to Sahajayoga, they will not accept any false gurus easily. But the poor Americans who are so open-minded are very vulnerable. And they are using the situation for their advantage by saying, we are giving you new ideas, like parapsychology. They took to parapsychology without even finding out what it is. And when they came to me and I told them about it, they discarded it. They didn't like it. But when I told about parapsychology to English people or other people, they started thinking about it. But the Americans would not like it. They said, let's experiment with it. Whether we die or whatever happens, let's do it. So for that, these horrible fake gurus, they have money, they are vulnerable, they like people with new ideas, unknown ideas, open-hearted. So these are embracing them. Apart from that, if the Vishuddhi chakra is hit, it's a serious thing. Your hands are finished. Without the hands, how can you fight the body? You can't fight with the legs, can you? The legs are in India. What will you do with the legs? So, they are after the Vishuddhi chakra. And that's why they are trying to finish the Vishuddhi chakra. They are interested in Americans for these reasons. But Americans must now understand that one guru has come, he's done the same thing. Another has come, he's done the same thing. I was the first to arrive in America. Before all of them went there. And openly warned them. But still they didn't like it. Because they don't like criticism of anyone. They don't like it. Even if the devil is there, you should not criticize. Open-hearted. Open-hearted. Let the devil come in the heart, doesn't matter. Open-hearted. This is the open house. Come anyone you like. And that is a created problem for them. You see, open heart must also have a door, sometimes to close. And that is why I was aware of it. The first trip I took abroad was to America. I was quite aware of it. But what to do? Americans are difficult people that way, that they don't accept, which is nothing new. How can truth be new? It is ancient. Truth cannot be new. It is ancient. That you have to become the spirit is the truth, which that they can't accept because it's very mundane to them. You must say first you have to jump, take out your clothes is something new. Or paint your faces with something is something new. And take to drugs is another new idea. Whatever new it is, this newness is killing. I don't know when they will awaken. All kinds of gurus have come and destroyed them, taken all their money. Still, in America when I went there, I was surprised. Even people who were supposed to be Sahajogis were still like that. What do you say? You can't depend on American Sahajogis much. I mean, you can, up to, but very few. Large numbers when they come to, you don't know. They are very, you see, people who are floating. They can float anyway. They cannot embed themselves into something. Some are very embedded type, like English are, and these cannot embed. So it becomes a very difficult task for a SahajaYoga to establish. Like I went to Houston. They didn't like me because I said that all these Rakshasas are here. They didn't like me. And they were selling in the church, or it's called Unity Church. Unity of all the groups was there, complete fraternity. I was shocked how I was there. So I said, you have all of them or you have me, one of the two. So they said, no, we can have all of them, it's better. So they kept all of them and they discarded me. But I think then something went wrong quite a lot. That's how they'll be corrected. But it should not be too long. It should not be too long.
How do the false gurus work? What do they actually do?
See, they work through their falsehood. And people are fond of falsehood. See, in the countries where artificiality is the keynote to impress others, they have all the artificialities, all the methods of artificiality they have done. You see, they can have a Disneyland of God. Oh, they can have a hairdressing of God. What else? All such things, they do. And all these things impress them very much. They can dress up like a great saint, ascetic, you see. Have a proper hairdo to suit that role. That can impress. And they're innocent, they're simple people, Americans are. And they feel very much impressed by all these tricks and things. And another thing, they impress you by exciting your weaknesses. Like in the West, people still have some conscience left and they can't still go to that limit of sex habits that Freud was putting. So, they try to tell you in a way that it's good, you do it, I'm your guru, I'll teach you, I'm your guru. God says so. So they want to find somebody, a support, and they become the support. And to Americans, this is very helpful because they always need some sort of a support, because they are aware that they are new, their ventures are, so they need a support. And here they are to give them the support to go to hell as fast as possible, and that they are standing at the door to make them enter in also. So this is what it is. This impresses them. Then another thing is they have learned the method of mass hypnosis. They try mass hypnosis. And with mass hypnosis, they can finish so many. Mass hysteria. Because people are so disturbed, so upset, they have no love in the families, and so they can use that. All this is all nothing but mass hypnosis. Most of it is mass hypnosis, I should say. Like this Mr. Moon tried to entice some children by saying he is giving them love which their parents have not given. Instead of making the children love the parents and the parents loving the children, he said, I will give you the love, give up your parents. Because they want love. So they just gave love, and by love he's won them over and he's using them, making money out of them. Then the Scientology business also, another is a great enticement and is a very big circuit of devils coming into human beings and working it out. All is hypnosis. Moreover to them, if somebody says, I am a saint, and dress up like a saint and go there like a martyr, you see, and they say, oh, what a man it is. All these little abnormal things that they don't see in their lives makes them feel that they are very attractive and something new. Let's try this man. But I would say great saints are born in that country. So many are. They are all lost. So many saints are born in that country, you can't imagine. Such a wastage, I tell you. Such a wastage. If they were born in India, it would have been all right. It was just to give them a proper place to live. That it was all done. But they are lost. Very great saints are born. But by the time they start seeking, there will be so much ruined, health-wise, mentally, that they will make very weak surgeons. It's a very sad thing, extremely sad. As far as I am concerned, I went there first, went round, gave lectures after lectures, told everyone what these gurus were, what they were doing, everything I told. I mean, how many people came to our lectures and how many are Yogis? Just think that. They don't like it. I cannot be artificial. When everything is artificial, eyebrows are artificial, this is artificial. See, I should look like an actress or something. I can't do that. This is the problem. To appeal to them is very difficult. You have to be something artificial, which is a difficult thing for me to do. I cannot be. So you have to find out a solution. I don't know. Whatever you say, if you want, I'll try to dress up like an actress. Imagine an actor becoming the president. That's the last word. Film industry in India is so strong. But can you imagine any actor becoming the prime minister? Impossible. I mean, so much they are impressed. You can see. It's so obvious. They are so much impressed by artificiality. In England, the Englishman, oh God, they cannot think of such an absurd thing. They are solid people. So they are not impressed by artificiality. That's the point. And in Englishman, say, go to an Englishman's house. Anybody who is elite, so-called, you'll never find a bar in his house, never. They never keep a bar. It's regarded vulgar. But in an Englishman's house, if he's a rich man, first thing he'll have a bar to show off. You see, this is the trouble with them. Their sense of eliteness and all that is not with lajja or with grace and all that. But you see, he has a big bar. As soon as you go in the house, imagine the husband and wife living together, and there it is the bar in your jar. To see such a thing like a complete pub being opened there in the house. They won't stick on in England because I am there. So now I think I should go and stay in America. That may solve the problem. Maybe you can't say what CP is going to be. Then where will they go? In the Atlantic or the Pacific? Choice is theirs. So now, let us come to, is all right?
That is fine. Thank you very much.
So, to come to the happy part of it now, forget it. That we have solved our problems, we have fixed our aims. As far as others are concerned, let them go to hell. If they want to come, let them come, and don't break your necks now. You have done your level best, be happy, enjoy yourself. Now you don't worry about them too much. Because if you start worrying too much about them, we'll have a problem. Just forget it. It works out well and good. If it doesn't work out, what to do? We are sufficient to enjoy ourselves. Alright? This is the happy part of it. Of course, you will be worried about your fellow men and you would like to save them. I can understand that. And I would love to do anything that is possible. But don't strain yourself. Whatever is possible, we should do. Try. I've given you the main reasons why these things are happening, and they should be careful, and they should not allow the whole country to be ruined and the young saints to be ruined like that. No doubt. But looking forward into the future, I don't see the picture so bad. It's going to be all right. I'll have to pay some tricks, you can say that. is going to be first class. You just don't worry. As they have gone to these fake gurus, they will say right about turn. All right? But you must pray for it. That's it. May God bless you. थोड़ा सा खाएंगे तना ज़्यादा आणला का तुम्ही अच्छा I bought a shawl for myself. How do you like it?
American color.
Good one, huh?
This bluish one.
This one. Lusty.
This is blue.
That's blue, pink, everything. Beautiful. सुंदर. निळा आहे त्याच्यात. मी आधीच म्हटलं निळा आहे. फार सुंदर.
Mother, I have always a question in mind. I feel it's quite easy to receive your blessing, but to retain that. The part of how to retain the quality.
How to retain?
To retain.
You are losing them or what? What's happening? Huh? You see, the hole is here, from which they enter and never go out. So there's no question. They are all there. They are all settled there. Only thing is, you have to be aware of them, that's all. They are all there. Once they go in, they don't come out.
There are a list of questions here that have come from Australia concerning primarily mothers and children and upbringing and so on. Would this be an opportunity to... Or is,
What is the time?
1:45. Quarter to 2.
Brian, we could do this in Australia.
Quarter to 2.
We could do it.
We better have it. This is nothing. I'll give you in writing.
right.
All right?
Warren has just made the point, Mother, that this could be done in Australia.
Ah, of course.
There's no
What will you do
great
with
harm.
me in Australia if you finish everything? All right? Keep something for Australia also. After all, I'm going to be with you for so many days. How many days were it?
21. 21 days.
Himalayan 21 days, what will you do?
All mapped out. All to be undone.
So we have to think about American program to be confirmed fully now. Have you got the dates fixed, David? Visit to America.
I know you're going on 6th September.
No? Who has got it? Warren?
I've
Acha. Will you read it out to them?
Now, the mother is hoping to leave for America on the 6th
All
of
of you
September.
should write it down.
Leaving on
Those who are in America. Write it down. Now stand up and say loud. You may use this.
Mother is leaving London, or is flying to America on the 6th of September. We'll be arriving on the 7th, and the idea is to have puja in New York on the 8th, which is Mary's birthday, which means perhaps that the tour itself will be dedicated to Mahalakshmi.
All right.
Then Mother will stay, this is the plan of the moment, that Mother will stay another day in New York and then fly to Los Angeles. Dr. Marwa has assured Mother that he will be able to mount. He is the mayor of Los Angeles's cultural advisor, and he has assured Mother that he can mount a quite large press event, and he suggested that the best time would be either a Saturday or a Sunday morning. And this would not only be the media, the press and television, but also congressmen and city notables, so that it will be a sort of quite a big event. This, it is hoped, will happen on the following Sunday.
I've already told you that things are not so bad.
Then the idea is for Mother to stay another day or so in Los Angeles so as to be there for reporters to ask questions and have interviews and so on. Then, while all that material that Mother has spoken of and so on, while that's being processed, as it were, by the media, Mother is then going back to Houston, which is sort of trekking back to the south right-hand side, east. And there will be a number of days there. Then coming, oh, Mother, I've got something to report. In fact, it better come from Gagan. That is wonderful news from Quran in San Diego.
There was a program organized there, 50 people attended, and he says the vibrations were just tremendous, and 10 got their realization there and then. And so many others wanted to come regularly and work on it. And lots offered to open centers in their houses where everyone could meet.
So I think perhaps Mother will be going to San Diego on the way back to Los Angeles. Then there'll be about 12 to 15 days in that area of the West Coast in Los Angeles. Programs and San Diego and Los Angeles.
San Francisco.
And then north again to Monterey,
San
Francisco and Santa Cruz. That area which covers about 400 miles of the West Coast. Then traveling north again to Seattle. There's the hope that the people from Vancouver will hold meetings prior to Mother's tour in Seattle, so that there will be a centre established there. Then to Vancouver, across to Toronto. There's the hope that Toronto and Boston will open up some more centres possibly in the New York State. Then down to Boston and finally New York. So it's like Mother's tour to arrive in New York for a special puja, then across the country to Los Angeles, then round to Houston, then a big bunda, right round back to New York again. And
now, we should all know this thing, what he's saying, because all of you should put your attention to it, see. It's good for all the SahajaYogis, so I would say that you can make a map of thing and give a copy of that to everyone.
Which copy? Could we have just write the dates in Houston?
Well, I've got those down. I'll make sure that everybody has
वो
it.
जो deed है उसकी एक हमें कॉपी देने की थी.
वो हो गई, फोटो स्टेट हो गई है. वो फोटो स्टेट हो गई है.
वो हो गई.
कल आज उसकी मेजरमेंट होनी थी. So I had sent somebody to measure it. तो कल
अब वो किताब मिल जाएगी.
हाँ जी, वो आज मिल जाएगी.
अच्छा, पाटन करने का, क्योंकि पाटन कर से मैं डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ. So done. Already you can see what I have been saying is already working out. So forget the past, think of the present and hope for the future. Pray for the future. It's done now for all of you. Are you all satisfied? Personal problems none, is it? No more after this day. That's the end of it.
Just a question. Before you go to America, there is a big gap between...
America and Australia?
No, there is no gap? between Australia and America. You
The
come back.
question is, when are you coming from?
No, I mean,
Come to the point. Naveen, what's the solution? August to May, June, I cannot move. May, June, July. Say August to Switzerland. Or June I can come.
June. Better.
June?
My only question: do you wish to stick on Paris, or you want to try? We can prepare something in another big town of France. We would like to see, and maybe somebody can stay there for maybe to follow a setup. Maybe somebody can stay 1 month, find a part job, and try to do something. Or
When did I come to France? What time did I come? Last time?
May 5th of May.
Yes. May and June, these are the only 2 months we can do all this places. But this time it should not be that I travel from one place to another in 11. Every time I should come back to London, then it's all right. Because what happens continuously if I move from one place to another, then it's too much. But it's not so far away. I can go to France, come back. I can go to Switzerland, come back. I can go to Portugal, come back. What's happening to Portugal? All quiet.
Christmas cards.
Hmm? What's he saying?
What about Italy, Mother?
Italy, of course. Everything. Italy, every place I can do in May and June, no problem. But only problem is that I should come back to London every time I go and come. Or else September, when am I coming back?
Beginning of November, Mum.
Coming back. Well, there's no time after that. So like May and June we can do it. Put it June and July. What do you say?
July is the holiday time.
Holiday.
So
May,
All
June
French
is better.
people migrate to some boring place.
Huh?
All French people migrate to some boring place to spend their money, get sunburned.
Alright. So May, June. France is not so far away. Only Austria. This time Gregor said Austria should be the first because it starts with A. Yes, it's always with A. It starts with A. So you are doing Australia, then Austria. According to dictionary, you see. What's it? Italy should be, which is the best month, May or June?
May.
June could be good for Switzerland, I think.
Spain?
June.
What about Spain, Mother?
Huh?
What about Spain?
May.
Spain.
Spain. Spain, when did we go last time?
June, it was end of May, beginning of June. June, beginning of June.
We'll sit down and sort it out because Spain being such a hot country, Portugal, Spain, and also Italy. These three should be the first, I personally think. Even May is very hot. Baba. Last time I went in May. Spain?
No, it was June, Mother.
June, it was very hot. Spain is doing that.
Beginning of May should still be quite cool. Beginning of May should still be quite cool there.
Beginning of May, all these hot places I should go. Isn't it? Of France I can do in June, doesn't matter. June holidays? No.
No.
That way French are always on holidays. Holiday mood.
They are exhausted at June.
They were so tired, they need holidays.
Always tired. Now do one thing, before I come, you must work it out better. You must get more people, you must introduce more, try to See, the way they are working it out in Australia, you should do it. Australia has taken over very well. So you have to go all out to talk about it, tell people, advertise, whatever is possible. And for money or anything you have problem, you let me know. That also can be arranged. So any more? What about their food? Where are they going for food?
They're going back to the flats.
Alright, you better go sleep. Alright? May God bless you.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you very much, everybody.
Once again, the North Americans will have the second, please.